Hi, I'm Jack from White Lies.
I'm Charles and we're just here meeting Sam Ross.
I'm here sitting with two White Lies. I love your song, Farewell to the Fairground, and the video was pretty awesome too. Did you both go to Russia to film that?
We did. We all got to go to Russia. It was quite an Indiana Jones journey to get there. We got some propeller planes, a bit of ice landing, but we got there in the end, and it was good. It was good. There was a lot of highlights. We had a really big argument with the guy that sort of like organises all our music videos from the record label. We made him take us out to the only restaurant in the town in Norway where we stayed the first night, and they had like reindeer and whale on the menu, and then we got into a massive argument with him. I won't say what about, but it was pretty eventful. And then we found like a really, really unpolitically correct zoo with an ostrich in like a 1x1 meter cage, and wolves that had escaped.
That was the weekend our album went to #1 as well.
Yeah.
So we were actually in Russia when that happened.
And our phones worked there as well.
Yeah, Harry,
even in that part of Russia.
Did you get like
our singer Harry had we were doing the filming, and then Harry was wandering around on his phone. I was like, "What are you doing on your phone?" And he's like, "I'm just talking to Fern and Reggie on Radio 1." Pretty big time.
Yeah.
They called him, right?
They had to. They had him on speed dial.
They're gonna have a big bill.
Just like I've got Obama on speed dial.
Did you get a chance to free the ostrich?
No, I didn't really want to. I didn't really want to meddle. You know, it was kind of like one of those things where, you know, if you go back in time and you screw with stuff, then you're gonna end up dating your mum, like Back to the Future. So I felt if I released the ostrich, I might end up dating my mum. So I didn't. And no, we sort of just let it happen. Really, turned a blind eye.
There were
pretended like there was nothing there. There's bigger problems in Russia, I think, these days. There's bigger problems in the world than a couple of ostriches in a cage. Sorry, Peter, but you know. So yeah, we had a good time in the zoo.
There's an awesome remix of Farewell to the Fairground by Yuksek. Is it Yuksek?
Yuksek, yeah.
I think
he's French.
I think you can really.
It's really. I never know how to say it. I'm terrible with words.
Awesome.
How do you feel about people remixing your stuff?
We feel pretty good about it, mainly for the reason that it means we don't have to produce B-sides, which means writing more songs that we don't particularly think are very good. So for us, remixing is really interesting, and in all seriousness, we listen to quite a lot of electronic music, so hearing electronic artists kind of take on our songs that are, I suppose, in some ways quite classically written songs. It's really cool. I mean, there's so many people we'd love to have remix our music in the future. People like Trent Muller, Chris Clark, and well, there's loads, but all of those kind of warp artists we really like as well. But it's interesting. It's just like a collaboration, and all collaborations are pretty interesting, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. And we've had some rubbish remixes, and it's not the remixer's fault necessarily. It's just a bad match, and so it's quite cool to see how that works sometimes.
How could someone sound like you? Because you say you like electronic music.
Right.
How would like say a band like loved you and wanted to like sound like you?
I think if you got all of our mums pregnant in 1988/1987, had those babies, introduced them to each other at about 3 years old, sent them to the same school, bought them instruments at the same time, put them in a bedroom and rehearsed at the same time for 7 years, then decided to change your name to White Lies, you could sound a lot like us, like a lot, like pretty close.
Say they skipped the whole like getting your mum pregnant route. How else could they do it?
Why do you want to skip that? I would say I don't really know, because like we're all quite no, we're not that private, but we're fairly private about our music tastes, in that we especially with our influences individually, we let things influence us rather than actively seek influences, I suppose. And if we were doing this interview separately and you had all three of us, Harry's too big time to be here, but we would all give you different answers, you know, about what influences us at the moment, what's influenced us in the past. So it's quite tricky. I mean, I think that question is divided threefold. There's no short answer. You can't sound like us. We're incredibly original, and you don't want to know what kind of music I listen to.
It's not
Throw
ABBA,
my scrote.
is it?
I enjoy
The thing is,
ABBA.
ABBA is the first.
It's the first on
band
everyone's
my
iPod.
iTunes. Yeah, because.
Oh, and it's AHA for me.
No,
Oh, 'cause
I'm
A
sure
apostrophe.
AHA comes afterwards.
If you got A apostrophe ha.
I'm looking this up right now. Just happen to have an iPod in my
Because
pocket. No big deal.
whenever it goes through, it always goes on Take On Me by AHA.
Okay, hang on. You're
Oh,
right.
that's right.
He's bloody right.
AHA.
AHA.
Then
The
ABC.
sun always shines on TV. ABBA,
Yeah.
ABC, Adam Green, Al Green. I won't go on.
Why
You are
is
right.
that a man coming?
He was adamant.
Would you ever do a video like Adamant dressed in glam rock clothing?
We actually got a video I was very tempted by a long time ago. I think it was for To Lose My Life, probably, or it doesn't really matter what it was for. But someone pitched an idea where we were all like